Movie fans love to analyze animated films to death. Film theories emerge and then spread like wildfire over the internet. From classic Disney films to modern animated hits, a lot of the bigger theories have actually been debunked by the writers themselves. Watch to see if your favorite theory gets debunked and learn that sometimes a movie is just a movie. But before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of brandy new content. Can you guess which movie is represented by these emoji? Stay tuned at the end to find out.
This is it?
Aladdin. In Aladdin, the genie used several modern pop culture references, including Jack Nicholson and Sylvester Stallone.
Right, Sparky, here's the deal. If you want to court the little lady, you gotta be a straight shooter. Do you got it?
This caused a popular theory to spread that basically states Aladdin takes place in the post-apocalyptic future, and one of the main reasons the fictional Agrabah is the main location in the movie. Despite the genie's pop culture gags, the whole theory was debunked by Aladdin's writing and directing team of Ron Clements and John Musker. The two writers have stated the film is not set in the future and was actually referred to as Baghdad for a lot of the production until the Gulf War forced a change as the writers made up Agrabah as a semi-anagram of Baghdad. The writers went on to debunk another popular myth as well. During a scene where Jasmine and Aladdin are on the balcony, people claim to hear Aladdin say, "Take off your clothes" to Jasmine. The writers insist those words were never recorded. The voice actor of Aladdin also shot this theory down. If you're looking for a little hope in the theory world, the writers did confirm a theory which was a little more obvious. The street merchant who was selling the lamp and telling the story is actually confirmed to be the genie and was voiced by Robin Williams. The big reveal was cut due to editing decision and time constraints.
Who does Susie Carmichael think she is?
The Rugrats theory. Mostly based off early seasons of the show and the first movie, the morbid theory states that all of the babies are actually dead and just a part of Angelica's imagination. Not until Dill was born in the Rugrats movie does Angelica actually interact with a living baby. The way each baby died is pretty morbid as well. Chucky died while his mom was giving birth, Tommy was a stillborn, and the twins Phil and Lil were a miscarriage. Thankfully, one of the main Rugrats writers and creators came to rescue and saved our childhood from being ruined because this deeply troubling theory. Arlene Klasky made an appearance at Comic-Con where she was asked about the exact theory. She actually heard of the theory before and quick shot it down, claiming there was nothing true to the story. Now Tommy and his gang of babies can live on happily without this story ruining their great Nickelodeon legacy.
Okay, cowboy.
Jessie's owner. Toy Story 2 not only introduced us to the cowgirl named Jessie, but we got a detailed look at her backstory before she became a collectible.
Well, I just want to say you're a bright young woman with a beautiful yarn full of hair.
Jessie was owned by a young girl who grew older and essentially abandoned her. Packed away for several years, the experience was traumatizing for Jessie and even led to a case of claustrophobia. The montage was sad to watch, and many viewers tried to piece together a lot of the little details in it. One wildly popular conclusion from it all? Andy's mother was actually the original owner of Jessie. Wow! How touching would it be to reunite Jessie with her owner's son so many years later? Don't get too excited for the happy ending, though. Famed Pixar writer Peter Docter was quick to debunk this theory. Peter Docter was the writer on Toy Story 2, and he spent hours and hours developing the Jessie origin story with John Lasseter and other Pixar employees. They have a lot more material not actually showcased on the screen, and none of alludes to Andy's mom being Jessie's original owner. The theory sounded good and had plenty of evidence, but it is now 100% false. In the end, Jessie has new owners that love her and plenty of friendly toys to help prevent her from getting packed away again. The Little Mermaid's sneaky priest. Who can remember the good old days when we would hear rumors and desperately dig out our Little Mermaid VHS tape to see if it was true? The scene in question is during the marriage between Prince Eric and Ursula, disguised as a princess named Vanessa. As the wedding ceremony began, it looked as if something was poking out of his pants, and it definitely wasn't something PG rated. The odd moment in capture of animation has become such a controversial moment that Disney edited out any suspicious frames for modern releases of The Little Mermaid. Did this mean the rumors and theories were true? Not so fast. Ron Clements and John Musker were the writing team behind The Little Mermaid, and Duo insist that the knob sticking out of the priest's robe is simply his knee. The animator hired to do the priest has a quirky drawing style, and the knobby knee was just part of it. The directors go on to debunk the theory even further by pointing out an alternative angle of the shot where Scuttle flies towards the ship. From above, you can clearly see the knee designs and nothing as dirty as we all thought. No need to fast forward or dramatically pause that controversial scene anymore.
Apologizing is an even bigger act of war. Release the Earth-destroying robot!
Powerpuff Girls. Long before Adventure Time and Teen Titans Go, Cartoon Network had an original hit on their hands with the Powerpuff Girls. The young heroes starred in several seasons of the show and even had an official movie in 2002. After years and years of episodes and TV movies, one of the biggest theories to come from the show came from the 2016 reboot. Aside from the obvious issues and criticisms of the reboot, a disturbing theory came from some episodes. The reboot introduces a new character by the name of Jared Shapiro. Jared is a love interest of Blossom, a self-proclaimed nerd and a theater geek. All of this seems normal until you realize the character design was based off Powerpuff Girls writer Jake Goldman. Not only does the character look like Goldman, but he's voiced by the writer himself. This disturbed many viewers as they assumed that Goldman turned himself into an animated character who would be the love interest to a minor. Before rumors and nasty words spread too far online, the Powerpuff Girls writer assured everyone the rumors weren't true and Goldman wasn't trying to create some sort of sick fantasy. The character of Jordan was actually created by writer Haley Mancini, and because the character looked kinda like Goldman, they asked him to voice it, and Jared agreed. It was never ever some sort of crazy plan to have his animated counterpart be romantically involved with a child.
Coming to you live from in front of the Krusty Krab restaurant. For years, the only place to get a delicious and mouth-watering Krabby Patty, until today, that is.
The secret formula. The quirky nature and crazy characters in the SpongeBob SquarePants universe has led to some crazy theories over the years. No matter how many absurd theories are thrown out there, there's one that has always remained popular: the origins of the Krabby Patty's secret ingredient. Plankton's mission to steal the secret formula has been the subject of numerous episodes and a plot element in both SpongeBob SquarePants movies. If fans believe the theory, then they can assume the secret ingredient in Krabby Patties is actually crab meat.
Oh boy.
Yes, that's right. The money-loving Mr. Krabs is actually a murderous cannibal, trying to rid the world of all crab meat so he can make a quick buck. And surprisingly, the theory has some legs to it. Crab legs.
Yes, well, anyway.
Including the word crab in nearly every menu item. Unfortunately, before the truth was uncovered, the official Nickelodeon Instagram account debunked the theory. A writer for the account responded to a posted meme about the theory and confirmed that there is no crab meat inside the Krabby Patty. Now, fans were left just as frustrated as Plankton as the mystery waged on about the true secret ingredient. Maybe by the time a third SpongeBob SquarePants movie gets released, we'll have some real answers to the decade-old mystery.
Why, thank you.
No problem.
Why, Hercules. It's you!
Hercules. Disney fans love connecting movies together. While Disney was still rolling out their traditionally animated films, viewers dug deep trying to find connections and hidden Easter eggs. One of these films was Hercules. The time period and setting made Hercules an ideal movie to connect with Aladdin. During Hercules' song, I Can Go the Distance, the hero climbs up a tree and looks out on a starry night. Out of nowhere, the glow shines through the sky and flies off in the distance. At first glance, it may seem like a shooting star, but a theory quickly grew and assumed the blur of light was actually Aladdin and Jasmine flying on the magic carpet. As far-fetched as it might sound, many people believe the Aladdin couple were singing A Whole New World at the exact same time Hercules was singing I Can Go the Distance. While the theory is simple and fun, it was debunked by Hercules writers Ron Clements and John Musker. Boy, those guys love debunking stories. The original glow was intended to be Pegasus before he was formally introduced into the story. The flying streak of light was just a little foreshadowing to Hercules' future friendship with the character. And don't worry, if you're still looking for the Aladdin and Hercules connection, it can be found in their crossover episode from the animated Hercules television show. Entitled Hercules and the Arabian Night, the episode features Aladdin and Herc teaming up to take on Hades and Jafar.
We can have a whole new life here, Woody. A chance to make kids happy again.
Toy Story. Who knew a simple story of toys coming to life could bring on so many mysteries? With 3 movies and tons of shorts, the Toy Story canon has a number of unanswered questions fans have been wondering about throughout the years. One of the main questions people want to know is what exactly happened to Andy's dad. In the original Toy Story, his dad is absent as the mother raises both Andy and his very young sister Molly. One of the more accepted versions of this theory came from YouTubers known as the Super Carlin Brothers. They broke the elements of the story to determine Andy's father died of polio and passed down the Woody toys to his son. The video came off as very convincing, but the whole thing was debunked with one simple tweet. Toy Story and Toy Story 2 writer Pete Docter said the theory was completely untrue. However, he did leave fans with no alternative answers, but has hinted about some revelations and more story elements in the upcoming Toy Story 4. Many people chose to believe the Super Carlin brothers, but Pete Docter's word should be taken for him. After all, he is one of the main creators and voices behind the whole Toy Story franchise. And there you have it. What theory did you believe the most? Are there any that we missed? Are you happy some of these theories were debunked? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. And the answer to our emoji quiz is...